And hello there, and good morning. This is Arthur Hasher from Realty City out here in Sun City, Arizona. Yes, here we are. So, what you're looking at is the Arizona MLS that real estate agents have, and they can go into and take a look at it. And I'm separating it. If I take out like the dwelling type, if I just do that, you're going to see in. If I just do that, you're going to see the total number is going to change. There's 21,058 listings in the MLS, but um, that's really the full MLS, and that's just not Maricopa County. If we wanted to put in county, I would have to add county. I don't think I have county here. I would have to add the field. So I'd have to add county, and you put the county code in, and that would give me the county, and then I can just add the county, Maricopa, which gives you a better understanding. And I do that. Okay, and I did that. So we have that. And then you see in Maricopa County, we're down to 16,065. So that's really pretty much the county. Uh, Now, I'm trying to figure out, because I have a house. I have a house I'm trying to sell, just like everybody else, in this market. I have I'm trying to sell in Sun City. It's a really nice house. It was redone in 2021. And uh, it's a single family, so I'm gonna click on single family dwellings. I'm gonna click on the zip code, which is important because you want to break it down, 85373. So I want to break up the zip code, and that's going to bring the number down more. You're going to see it. There it goes right there. And I really only want what I would call Sun City proper, which is part of the rec center. So I'd have to go to pretty much the maximum year, which all the houses in Sun City were probably built in the north end, were built before, uh, pretty much all of them were built before the 1980. So I put a 1980, and I'll give the maximum year. And then it'll give me all the homes in Sun City that are available right now, and that's 48. Now I'm telling you, this number has grown substantially. When I first put the house on the market in April. Now, yes, this has been a while, and I did have a couple offers, and hey, hindsight's 2020, so we always say that. Like, sometimes you're looking at an offer and it's not as great as you want it to be, but you don't know what's coming in the future. So again, I took a risk, but again, that's the risk I took because I wanted to take it, and I wasn't getting what I thought out of the house that I should get. Hey, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But that's why you're working with an agent, and sometimes you see what's in the future, and sometimes you don't know. You look at it, you say, hey, I could have waited 6 months, and I could have got 30,000, 40,000 more for the house, or you could wait 6 months and you can get 20,000 less for the house. Again, uh, just for knowledge, market moves around. It doesn't. Real estate market doesn't say, and it really depends on. Again, we're going back to supply and demand, and now right here, there's a lot of there's a lot of supply. There's 48 homes that are on the market. Now, again, if I break it down uh, to square footage, I'm somewhere around, I'm between, I'm 1,965 square foot. So if I would break it down, I would break it down to, I wouldn't want to look, I wouldn't want to compare to anything that's under 1,500. Because sometimes people are looking at houses and say, I don't want a house bigger than 1,500 square feet. 2,000 is a lot. And then some people say, I don't want a house under 1,500. I want a house between 1,500 and, let's say, 2,100 square feet. So I'm going to put 1,500 square foot as a minimum. And then, of course, I just want to put in, I want a garage. I don't want to look at a house that doesn't have a garage. So, and I want to compare it to that. So I want a house that has two-car garage. Okay. So now I'm down to 37. Okay, so now you can see on the map that there are 37 homes that are a little bit comparable to mine. But again, MLS doesn't break down condition. So, and that's the one thing you can't break down in MLS. You can't break down condition. So the way you look at it is you go into what we go really into, I go into the list at this point, and I look at the list, and you look at where everything is on the list on the 37. So you know if the house is sitting around 324,900, okay, it's probably more, and it's let's say it's we have the square footage in here, 1,639 square feet. Uh, that there might be some issues with it that they put it at that price range. It's original. It doesn't have a great location. All these things comparable to the price. So now, if you look up here, so we have houses that are now you have coming soon, which we're not going to look at, but we have houses. So you have there's a couple of houses on Lindgren. Those are could be Cherry Tree, Palo Verde. These could be anywhere that could be considered like golf course lots and stuff like that. And you go with that. Then you come down, you can come down to um, like the center. So here I am pretty much where I want to be. I mean, the house was originally listed a little bit higher at 449. Uh, and the one thing it does have that a lot of people don't like is it has a lease solar system, which can be negotiated to be a purchase and be paid off. Uh, but again, that's all negotiation, and that's the way you have to look at a lease purchase. You can, depending upon your uh, your leasing company that you have with your uh, solar lease, uh, you have to find out what the cost is to pay it off. And sometimes it's beneficial; it's not that expensive to pay it off, and sometimes it's unbeneficial to pay it off, and you have to make that consideration. And then when you do that, you have to put that understanding into the price because it has a value as far as, and I could show you on another um, video how solar has value. But again, when you're looking at it, it's really it doesn't have a lot of value to the buyer because buyers that are coming in, a lot of them don't understand the cost of electricity and how much it costs here, and then how much that solar system is actually worth. So to them, it's just like, okay, do I have grass or do I have rock? It doesn't have $10,000 or $8,000, whatever, in value to them. So that you have to understand in a lease. So when they're looking at a lease and say, oh, you got to pay 150 or $200 a month extra, you say for what? For electricity? Oh, I just pay electricity. So again, it's like it's hard for buyers to come in and understand that. So that's why, and there's other things with solar as well that I'll explain in a different point. So, but again, so Hassayampa has okay, is at 429. So it's really in the middle. So again, we're looking at the market. It's changing right now, and there are a lot more. We're in October. It was a very hot summer, and I'm telling every sellers that are out there right now, if you're selling, it's if you're selling and you look like you're priced right and you're priced in the market, and the market's pretty uh, one of my stats are saying it looks like more of as a buyer's market, and another stat saying it's pretty much in the middle. I think my opinion is that we're in with this many listings, we're in a buyer's market because buyers can see and they can choose from which one's going to give and take. So they come in, and even if they put an offer in or they don't, or they're looking at it and saying, you know what, for what this has and what that has, I think this is a better deal, and they can look at that and they can say that, and that makes the most sense to them. So again, makes makes a lot of looking at that makes sense to them as far um, as far as from a buyer standpoint. So here there's a lot of homes here within this area, and what you think to do is if you're looking for an agent or you're thinking of putting your house in the market, or even if you're working with an agent, uh, your agent should give you this list. And then not only should your agent give you this list, they should take, like, if you're thinking about where you're going to put your house in price range, you should look at on, and some of them, if they're vacant, you can go and look in, you can go and look at them with your agent if you want to. But the ones that are unvacant, I would never do that. I would never impose on an owner to open up a house that somebody that's really not going to that's not going to purchase. Uh, so then what I would do is most of the time I was just really look at the pictures and compare. And then compare from, let's say I would go from the 405 number right here, let's say up to the 479 number right here. And I would look at it and see and what they're listed for. Now this is one that you would do for that. Now we can go back and we can go back and we can look and we can see. So now we know there's 37 homes in the market. So let's change it from, and there's 136 because there's one that's coming soon that we're really not going to count. So let's change it to closed. Let's see what closed in 1 month. So we're going to go to closed. Now it's going to be a big number in the beginning because I didn't put the month in yet. So we're going to go to close, and then we're going to go back to, and we're going to say we're only going to do it till we're in. That's April. We don't want to. We don't want to do a month, so we're in like the middle of October. So I would say like let's do September 10th. So let's go from September 10th until now. So this is what you see. So you have there's only 8 homes that have closed. And you can go and look at them, and now you can see the prices that have closed. Okay, so here you go, the prices that have closed. So one has closed at 425, and the reason now you have to ask, okay, this is kind of comparable. This is kind of comparable to mine, but maybe they were at 445 and they were looking at it 425. See, but they were listing at 445. So maybe I was a little bit higher for them, right? This one was at 499, and maybe they were looking at it and they were looking at my price was a little bit high and they didn't want to offer 425 when it was at 449. So I could have missed these two. 415 was a little bit lower than I would go, but here's 425, so they came down a little bit. And here's 392 was the price, and they were at 395. They were 390, so they really came up a little bit on the price because they really must have liked the house or something. And then we could see we can go over. If I can get over a little bit, I could see if I could do this. We get over, you could see what the days on market were as well. So see, I was in the position of Lime Rock because this house was 140 days, 145 days on market, and mine is pretty much the same. So again, there are buyers out there. You have to watch and look to see where the price is in. And probably if I was at the 429 price instead of being at the 445 price, it might have been different. This buyer might have looked twice at my property. Again, price is very important. Pricing it right. And then these I wouldn't look at right here. So again, the three that I'm looking at is really these. So out of, let's say there's 8 listings, let's say there's 8 or 9 listings that are between 400,000 and 500,000. Now, if you look at that, so there's 8 listings between that, and let's say there's only 3 that sold. So there's almost in my little area, my little segment, there's a 3-month supply, and that constantly changing on a day-to-day basis. So this is important that you know this when you're want to list a house and want to sit down, get all this information and learn all this. And then you can go back and you can see what houses, at the close, you can see what houses are in contract. You can see there's different avenues that you can go to look at it. But this is pretty much the most important thing. So again, I hope this helps you. I hope this understands. I'm giving my own little story. uh, and that's really what's going on. So this is Arthur Hasher with Realty City out in Sun City. From my own experience, I help, and again, the, the seller makes as the seller, you make the decision. So, uh, and nobody knows what the future is. Nobody has a crystal ball. So it's very important to see if you want to wait out and see what's going on, or if you just want to say, okay, I'm done. I'll take a little bit less and I'll go for it. Again, this is Arthur Hasher Realty City out in Sun City. My information's up on top. Give me a holler if I can help you anyway. Take care. Have a great day.